C++ provides direct access to hardware resources, but this control requires the programmer to account for every byte of memory manually. In a complex system, even a minor oversight in bookkeeping can lead to a crash. Take this standard function. We allocate memory for player data using the new keyword. The code performs its logic, and then we explicitly free that space at the bottom with a manual delete command. However, if an unexpected condition triggers an early return within this if statement, the execution path bypasses the delete command entirely. Because the computer has no way to reclaim that memory without an explicit instruction, a function that runs thousands of times per minute can eventually consume every available resource on the machine. To prevent these leaks, modern C++ provides std unique pointer. This is a container that handles the destruction of data automatically the moment it is no longer being used. If we rewrite our code using std.makeUnique, we change how the memory is tracked. The pointer is bound to the function's local scope, defined by these curly braces. When the execution path leaves this boundary, the unique pointer automatically triggers the cleanup logic. No delete keyword is needed. By binding the lifespan of the data directly to the code that created it, the compiler ensures that the memory is freed, even when the execution path is unpredictable. This creates a challenge when we need to share that data. For instance, we might need to pass our player pointer to an external save game routine. Because a unique pointer enforces exclusive ownership, simply passing it to another function causes a compiler error. If two functions thought they owned the data, both would try to delete it. Instead, we use std.move to transfer ownership, moving the memory address and leaving the original pointer null. This transfer system prevents double deletion bugs by ensuring that only one variable is responsible for the data at any given time. But consider a scenario where exclusive ownership isn't possible. The physics and render systems might both need access to the same player object. Can we use a unique pointer for this multi-system access? We cannot, because a unique pointer cannot be shared. This requires a different tool, std shared pointer. A shared pointer uses reference counting. As systems connect, the internal counter increments, tracking how many owners are active. When the last system disconnects, the counter hits 0, and the object automatically deletes itself. We see these tools together in a game-level class. Pointers are selected by how data is used. The terrain map is accessed by physics, AI, and rendering, so it uses a shared pointer. The lighting engine is managed exclusively, using a unique pointer. This establishes a clear memory hierarchy. Raw pointers view data without owning it, unique pointers handle exclusive objects, and shared pointers manage shared data. By letting the compiler manage these life cycles, we can focus on the logic of the application rather than the mechanics of the hardware. Next lesson, we will look at how std weak pointer handles the final challenge, circular dependencies.